If you were no longer affected by the judgment of others and you stopped judging yourself, would you make different choices? Why make choices in your life based on judgments instead of on your awareness of what would create the life and living you desire? Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices Radio Show, Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on A2Zen.fm.
Welcome, everyone. Oh, my gosh, I'm so happy that you're all here tonight. We are having a great time. Just so you know that whenever you are starting to come onto the show, we are in the green room laughing and playing and creating so much fun. And the energy of this show just got cranked up because of my amazing peeps, my wonderful co-producers, Keisha and Carol, and my fantastic friend in consciousness, Rhonda Burns, who is here with me tonight. I'm so happy to have her with me. And before we get into this show, and by the way, this show is called, Can It Really Get Any Better Than This? I wonder. So before we get going, I'd just like to tell you a little bit about myself, and then we're going to jump right in. I am a possibilities coach, and I love working with individuals and businesses to create the living and loving that they desire with all the possibilities available in the universe. I'm an Access Consciousness certified facilitator, energy healer, radio show host and producer, website builder, and so much more. I love to be different, I love to play, and I love to create. Are you looking for more possibilities in your life? Connect with me to learn more. I do charge for my services, but the first 5 minutes are always free. Imagine how much you can just get out of 5 minutes with me because I talk really, really fast. So call me, email me, Facebook message me, Inspired Choices Inc., inspiredchoices.ca. You can find me all over the web. So I would love to hear from you. So tonight, can it really get any better than this? Things are going along pretty good. Change has been happening, and yet you are in doubt. How in the world can I actually have more fun, more joy, more money? What makes me so special? With all the sadness and destruction in the world, this can't possibly last for me. Are you one of those ones that waits for the next shoe to drop? What if the waiting is what is actually stopping you? So my amazing guest tonight, Rhonda Burns, I'm going to bring her on. I just want to tell you all about her. She's a phenomenal creature of magnitude out there rocking the world. She's always known as Rockin' Rhonda because that's what she's doing. She's rocking the world. She rocks my world all the time, and I know she's rocking so many other people. So I'd love to tell you more about her. Ron Burns is an unconventional change agent with a definitely different perspective on life, living, and everything else. As a dynamic, professionally certified global transformational and empowerment coach, as well as a popular inspirational speaker and intuitive wellness facilitator, Rhonda motivates, inspires, facilitates, empowers, and coaches clients using undeniable warmth and extensive humor. Oh my gosh, so true. Naturally utilizing curiosity, playfulness, joy, and ease, Rhonda's vibrant and exuberant personality, coupled with the space of no judgment, not only invites people into the fullness and truth of themselves, but provides the catalyzing energy to quicken the time frame, allowing them to achieve their greatest levels of success and happiness. Rhonda Burns is an amazing woman. If you would like to contact her, rhonda-burns.com. Rhonda girl, are you there?
Hello, I am.
So happy.
I love receiving that shower as we start. It's all about
baby.
Me.
Oh my God. Why shouldn't it be all about you? I mean, unless it's all about me.
This is true. This
right.
is true.
I am so happy that you said yes today to coming to play with me, because I just asked you at the last second. You know, sometimes we often talk about just following the energy, and there was just something about this title, and I'm like, my girl, Rhonda. And you just popped and you said yes, and I'm like, cool, how's it get any better than that? Ha! So
easy,
that is
easy, squeezy. That's the way we roll, baby.
Right. So it's really interesting for me, Rhonda, because this title, Can It Really Get Any Better Than This? It's so funny. I got to tell you how that started to pop for me. So my mom, my mother is 91 years old, an amazing woman. Oh my gosh, she still drives. She still does everything like you wouldn't believe. She looks and acts more like a 60-year-old than she does a 90-year-old. But oftentimes when you'll make something special, or you'll do something special, she'll often say, like, if I make a pie, I love making pies, she'll say, "Oh, that's just too good." And I'm like, what? It's too good? And then, that's just too much, or she'll start looking at things and literally saying, like, that's too much. That's too much. It can't possibly get better than that. So, I have often thought, well, that's kind of quirky because that's my mom and of her age, right? Mm-hmm. And the access tool, how does it get any better than that? Which is an amazing question that we use all of the time. And it is meant, if you've never heard that before, it is meant for you to ask it of the universe, and the universe says, watch me. Watch me show you. Watch me deliver. So I'm using this all the time, right? Careful telling Christine she's got too much. She'll give you change. What? I'm missing something.
She'll give you change. You're a change agent of magnitude.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm a little slow.
Focus.
You know what I say? I don't say focus. I say fuck us. But that's another story. Anyway. So I'm using that tool. Focus. I'm using that tool. How does it get any better than this? And I say my two kids, so my son, Jordan, who lives in Barcelona, he just told me about I was Skyping with him on Mother's Day, and I got to just say, he gave me a trip to Barcelona for Mother's Day. How does it get any better than that?
Yeah, absolutely. How does it?
And he was telling us on Skype on Sunday that he actually secured a job, and he was telling us all about that. So naturally I say, how does it get any better than that? And he says, it can't. And I'm like, what?
Dun, dun.
And then I'm talking to my daughter, who's 18, and I forget exactly what it was that I said to her, or she said to me, and I said, how's it get any better than that? And guess what she says? It can't. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on here? What is really happening with people's points of view around receiving, having more joy and more possibilities show up over and above what they already have received or created? So that's where this all came from.
Awesome. Big topic. Big, huge.
Yeah. So what popped for you when I told you the title?
Was that I'm very aware of society and this reality's thresholds and their conditioning, which is when things start to get too good. I get the generational thing with your mom. It's the same thing with, my family. Things are going along. People seem to be expecting that shoe to drop. They seem to be expecting, things to start to go off track and derail and not be as great anymore. So I don't know necessarily if it's a threshold that they just can't receive past a certain point, or if it's conditioning that, and I know, we are the creators of our reality. What we give focus to, we gains momentum. Mm-hmm. So if we're thinking it can't get any better, that automatically stops the flow.
Right.
And so they do create it not being any better. So yeah, where does that come from? I think the beautiful question from Access is, who the hell does that belong to?
I was going to say, who the hell cares?
Well, you and I do kind of care. We are in the business of creating more consciousness.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Kind of awakening people to different possibilities. I mean, or what else is possible?
What else is possible? Well, I really love what you're saying about the conditioning. It's nearly like this, when you were saying this about they've been conditioned, and then, or like, have they been conditioned, and then they actually say it can't get any better, and then it actually is what they create. It's like this loop, this continuous loop. So they've bought into their own story by actually saying it can't get any better. They actually recreate it, and then they're actually recreating it so they can have the evidence to prove that they were correct in the first place.
Yes. And or how many of them actually that rolls off their tongue, but they don't actually even believe it. They just have heard it, and it's a point of view that they've bought, and
Right.
they don't actually. So I wonder if we actually questioned them, well, do you really believe that? What do you actually know? I wonder if they would actually have to stop and get present and check in and say, oh, wow, maybe that's not the, it's an automatic response. It's a status quo system. And that's,
Right.
it's pervasive. And I hear it in the media and on television shows and in commercials all the time. And
Right.
I literally just kind of smack my forehead and go, are you kidding me?
Right. So how many, okay, so first of all, everything that this has brought up for anyone listening now or in the future, can we please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So that is the clearing statement. If you've never heard that before, it's basically an energetic way of changing any limitation that you may have bought into that's not true for you. And if you would like to know more about that, you can go to theclearingstatement.com. And it's weird, it's wacky, and it works. It's like playing Jenga with the crap. That's the way that I explain it. It just pulls it all out and lets it all fall down.
I've never heard you say that before.
You've never heard me say that?
It's like Jenga that does what? It pulls out all the crap?
Yeah.
Okay, I just got the visual. Okay, I'm a little slow. Sorry.
That is not true. You are not slow.
I know, totally lied.
Okay, so that brings me back to another point of what you said. I love that. So many of us, I would say 99.9% of the world operates from the auto.
Yep.
And we pick up the word, the expressions, the hand gestures, the way we walk, the way we do our hair, the way we eat, the way we prepare our food. It's from the automatic. We're not being present. We're not really checking in on what we would desire, what we would like, what is truly true for us in this moment. We are operating with, blindsided, the blinders on, and we're just going along doing what we're doing.
Absolutely.
And it's such a limitation for not only our own lives, our own selves, our own happiness, but it's a limitation for like me and you and I interacting together, Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
When I operate from that space, I'm not being present with you, which doesn't invite you to step into being more present with me. And we create so much change and so much more possibility in the world when we are avoiding being present. We are avoiding the greatness of what else truly is possible.
Absolutely. And I think it stems from people not knowing that their time on this planet, this spin around, this go round, is to be here in joy, in pleasure, in enjoyment, ease, and fill in the rest of the blanks. They've bought into the system that we have to grow up, go to school, get married, get a job, have kids, pay taxes, blah, 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 and die. So somewhere there's a disconnect in that, and there's not the remembrance of, hey, we came here to live a fulfilling, joyful, happy life.
Mm-hmm.
So what would it take for all those people that are still plugged into the way things are, which is that limitation and separation, and what would it take for them to wake up and know there is a different possibility? There are infinite number of possibilities.
Right. We're just going to scratch the surface tonight. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Which we
give me an hour? Really? You only give me an hour? Come on.
Rhonda's actually asked for an entire day, people, but I don't want to sit my ass in this chair for an entire day, so I said no.
No, we just need to do a workshop in live, present in person all day. Just have a good time. Have a party.
Oh, my God. My whole body just turned on.
Yeah, baby. Come play
oh,
with
my
Rhonda
God.
at 15.
Where are we going to create that? Oh, my God. I'm so excited. Yay. You've heard it on the radio. We're doing it. She's already said yes. How does it get better than that?
I'm good at saying yes, and I'm good at coaxing other people into saying yes, too.
Wait a minute. Did you just manipulate me?
Nope. Not
Never.
a chance.
Oh, my God. Okay, so you are listening to Crazy Rhonda and Cuckoo Christine on the Inspired Choices radio show. We are talking tonight about can it really get any better than this on A to Zen.fm. We will be back right after the commercial. We will continue this great conversation. Stay tuned.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning into Inspired Choices radio show with Possibilities coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices radio show.
Being visible, being social, being heard. What desires are you ready to create? Would you like to take the next step to creating a potent presence on the web? Would it create more possibilities and expansion in your life? BeingVisible.ca offers website, social media, radio show creation, and more. Creating with consciousness, bringing the energy of you to your audience. Are you ready to connect with your audience clearly, regularly, and with ease? Christine McIver and Carol Glover work with individuals and organizations to create a powerful presence on the web. Personal attention and one-on-one training creates the ease with expanding you. Are you ready? Connect today at beingvisible.ca.
What would you say if I told you that you could change your life in only 1 hour and all while lying down relaxing? Thousands of people all over the world have. What am I talking about? It's called Access Consciousness, the bars. The bars is an energetic body process that contains 32 different points on your head that when run assist you in releasing decisions about any area of your life that you have made solid and as a result cannot change. The bars is the first class in Access Consciousness, a dynamic set of tools and information designed to transform any area of your life. When you have a bars session, the worst that can happen is you feel like you had a fantastic massage. The best thing that can happen is your whole life could change. Go to accessconsciousness.com today to find a facilitator to schedule a private session or to find a bars class in your area. Are you willing to give yourself an hour to change your life?
Managing your emotions is often seen as a hard thing to do. But what if that was a contribution in order to fully awaken who you really are? If you're not achieving your dreams in any area of your life, it's because you are not connecting with the emotions behind those dreams. Not because you can't, but because you haven't been taught how to. To learn how to change all of this, contact the emotional intelligence strategist, Joanne Delcore. Joanne can be found at www.joannedelcore.com or email joanne@joannedelcore.com. Working with Joanne, you'll receive tools and information that will bring you to a place of true, sustained emotional health and happiness for you, your kids, and your family.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255, TALK, or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us. Our Skype name is a2zen.fm. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Rhonda Burns and Christine McIver tonight. We're talking about, can it really get any better than this? How many of us are creating our lives and we expand outside of our comfort zone? We think we're really expanding and we're just putting kind of our toe in the water. And when something good happens, we think, well, okay, that's probably all I can. That's probably all I'm going to get because I haven't gotten a whole lot. So that's probably it. And we're not willing to really step forward and fully receive even more. Rhonda, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, excuse me. What comes to mind is the analogy that I've heard on this topic is it's like when you plant a seed in the dirt and you cover it and you water it, and then instead of waiting for it to sprout and bloom, it would be like going back in and digging the dirt up and looking at it. Is it there yet? Is it there yet? Is it ready yet? So yes, people have been conditioned to not believe that, it could be as easy as asking for something and having it come. But things do get better if you just choose to believe it. But it's a patience, it's a process, it's a muscle that we have to build. And so for those people, I just want to say, well, never mind. It's not for you. It's just for the rest of us.
No.
And that, that little humanoid, most of us, when you tell somebody they can't, guess what? They will do everything in their power to prove you wrong.
Right.
So, yeah. So for those of you who don't think it's as simple as asking, how does it get any better? If you want to be a skeptic and judge it and not utilize, cool, good on you. The rest of us will use it, and the rest of our lives will get easier. And that's okay.
Watch everybody out there going,
that
Rhonda.
She's
that's a loving meanness. Thank you, Rhonda. This also makes me think about, you're saying it's a belief, it's a muscle. It's also very much a knowing. When we are really tapping into whether something is true for us or not, and we talk about the light and heavy tool through Access Consciousness all of the time. So if something is heavy, it's a lie. It's always a lie. There's a lie there. So if right now you're expanding yourself and it's uncomfortable and you're thinking, I can't go anymore, if it's heavy, it's a lie. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If it's light, it's a yes. So if you instantly think of doing something and get giddy and laughing and oh my goodness, and then your mind gets engaged, then it starts to contract, that's the lie. The contraction is the lie. But that instant knowing where you get that giddiness, that is the truth of it. And that's where it can get greater.
And that's a great point. For many people who have not been taught that their intuitive knowing, what we're calling awareness, or their consciousness, that's that intuitive internal, our gut, that's built in, it's part of us, it's who we are, that we have the ability to tap into that at any given moment, all the time. Most of us don't even know we have it. Most of us don't trust it, and so we don't utilize it. And I just saw a bright, shiny light, and there the thought went. You were talking, sorry. It's like, welcome to my world. Boom, gone. No, so you were talking about.
I love that. I love that you just, you know what, Rhonda is rocking it, and sometimes it's gone.
And sometimes it's so expansive. Okay, yes. So how does it get any better? So what would it take for people to start asking questions? Because we know that a question empowers. It opens possibilities up. So if you're not sure, what's this light and heavy thing? Or how do I know that this is for me? Ask yourself a question and just sit there or stand there and be with it. How does it feel in your body? Does it make you smile? Like when I just said that thing about the all-day in-person classroom, you said, oh my gosh, my body's so excited and it's doing what it's doing. That's that internal knowing, that compass, that is your compass that says, yes, that's light for me. So this is an invitation for people to actually start to tap into their knowing and to start to trust that knowing and just be willing to play with this.
Right. And you know what? Even that word trust can trigger people. Yes. Because I've heard people say that a lot, and I understand what they mean by that. But if you're a doubter, if you're somebody that doubts yourself all the time, the word trust might trigger you. I like the idea of playing, being the invitation to play with it. Play with it. What do you have to lose? If you already believe that you're not going to get something, if you play with these tools and it changes, how does it get any better?
Absolutely.
And you know, when we are when we are buying into the programs of anyone around us that this is the way it is and it doesn't get any better and you shouldn't go outside of your, there's something I heard somebody say the other day, outside of your, it's not your comfort zone. It's like your breed or something like this.
Mm-hmm. Outside your breeding, outside your, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's like, what your
don't get
family
too big for your
standard
britches.
is. Get too big for your britches, yeah. If you're buying into that, how can we really change anything in the world? How can we really create the world that we know is absolutely possible? So I want to go back to what you were saying, Rhonda, before break. Mm-hmm. When you were talking about remembering why we came. You and I have this conversation often. And it never tires on me. I love this conversation.
Because it's true. Because it's the lightness. It's it's our reality.
So speak more about that, please.
Which part? about the knowing? About that it's my reality? About
what does it mean? Wherever you want to go, baby, I'm going to go. I'm going to follow.
I think, well, this kind of ties into what you just said about how all of this stuff is actually a control mechanism. Because if we keep people small enough and we keep them finite and if we keep them in line and if we keep them paying taxes and if we keep them saying yes, sir, and no, ma'am, and really towing the line, then that's a control system. But when you start getting people stepping out and popping out of these comfort zones and really popping out of these structures, it actually creates chaos for these systems, right?
Right.
And if we came here, okay, nobody has to believe a word I say. I'm not asking anybody to believe this. My intuitive knowing is that I chose to come here into this human body from non-physical, pure source energy. I came here for a very specific target. It is to have fun and joy and play and delight. And as a leader and a teacher, to remind other people who are in this system here that there is a different possibility. And by me going through my life and doing what I've done and changing everything about my life, I can say, look, you don't have to believe me, but here's my proof. I did it. I can show you. Mm-hmm. So for me, my knowing is that I came here to create a different possibility on this planet, to create more joy, to create more laughter and lightness and playfulness and on and on and on. And that's what I have to say on the matter.
Yeah, and if you're listening to what Rhonda just said and you got slightly excited, your heart started to pound a little faster, your ears peaked up, you're looking at your computer or your iPhone or whatever, that might be a sign that there's something in here that's true for you as well. Yes. We did not come here to be lumps on a log and watch, dating programs on the TV and watch the world go by. We came here. We chose to come. And this is what I believe very strongly in my knowing, that we chose to come to create new possibilities and to have joy and play and contribute to each other. So I'm just so grateful for everyone that's tuning in tonight or tuning in the future. I'm so grateful because your energy is actually creating this show. And I know I come up with some crazy ass titles for shows, but I know it's and that's fun for me. But I know that it's the contribution from all of the listeners as well that I'm picking up on what would create greater in the world. I know I'm not doing this alone. I know I do nothing alone. We are all connected, and I know by me choosing to step beyond what is my daily comfort or any of the limitations I've bought into at all, I know that I'm contributing to the world in a different possibility, and I know that's the invitation for others as well. And since I've been doing this, and I wonder about you, Rhonda, but since I've been doing this and really, really encouraging myself to step out, I've been introduced to, been playing with, meeting so many people like yourself who are changing the world from the energy of total possibility.
Yes. It's time. It's time. And the more of the collective that's stepping into that knowing and choosing it and supporting and catalyzing one another, it just gets greater. It's a ripple effect that just goes out and out. And there are lots of people out there who still aren't there yet, and they will, if they choose to wake up, they will in their time, and that's okay. So somebody may listen to this archive a year in the future, and they may get it. I'm a mainstream baby. Believe me, when I heard about all these possibilities, I shook my head and went, what the hell have I gotten myself into? So I get the questioning, I'm looking for the word, I can't find it. Skepticism.
That's okay.
I was a skeptic. So I said, well, what the hell have I got to lose?
It's skepticism, yeah.
Yeah. And I chose it, and I have a whole lot of phenomenal things to show for it. Yeah. Are we going to break?
And we are going to go to break. Before we go to break, if you would like to connect with Rhonda, you can do so at Rhonda, RHONDA Burns.com. Get more of her amazing. You can do so at inspiredchoices.ca. Both of us, of course, are all over Facebook, social media, Twitter, you name it, we're there. And we would love to hear from you, get your comments. If you want to join us in the chat room, we have so we are at A to Zen, A, the number 2, ZEN.FM, and along the top bar, you'll see the chat room. So we'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning into Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show.
What would you say if I told you that you could change your life in only 1 hour and all while lying down relaxing? Thousands of people all over the world have. What am I talking about? It's called Access Consciousness, the bars. The bars is an energetic body process that contains 32 different points on your head that when run assist you in releasing decisions about any area of your life that you have made solid and as a result cannot change. The bars is the first class in Access Consciousness, a dynamic set of tools and information designed to transform any area of your life. When you have a bars session, the worst that can happen is you feel like you had a fantastic massage. The best thing that can happen is your whole life could change. Go to accessconsciousness.com today to find a facilitator to schedule a private session or to find a bars class in your area. Are you willing to give yourself an hour to change your life?
Being visible, being social, being heard. What desires are you ready to create? Would you like to take the next step to creating a potent presence on the web? Would it create more possibilities and expansion in your life? BeingVisible.ca offers website, social media, radio show creation, and more. Creating with consciousness, bringing the energy of you to your audience. Are you ready to connect with your audience clearly, regularly, and with ease? Christine McIver and Carol Glover work with individuals and organizations to create a powerful presence on the web. Personal attention and one-on-one training creates the ease with expanding you. Are you ready? Connect today at beingvisible.ca. Managing your emotions is often seen as a hard thing to do. But what if that was a contribution in order to fully awaken who you really are? If you're not achieving your dreams in any area of your life, it's because you are not connecting with the emotions behind those dreams. Not because you can't, but because you haven't been taught how to. To learn how to change all of this, contact the emotional intelligence strategist, Joanne Delcore. Joanne can be found at www.joannedelcore.com or email joanne@joannedelcore.com. Working with Joanne, you'll receive tools and information that will bring you to a place of true, sustained emotional health and happiness for you, your kids, and your family.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255. TALK. Or Canada, 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us. Our Skype name is a2zen.fm. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. I was having a little trouble with my line. So before we went for break, we were talking about the knowing and why we actually came here and how we contribute to each other. I would love to step into, Rhonda, now talking about since you and I have been using these tools and we've been connecting with people all around the world that are using some of these tools and using and stepping into their knowing, what have you been creating or what have you created differently in your life? And what have you seen other people doing as well with all of this?
Oh, my gosh, everything. I think, because I look at this because when it's you doing it, when it's you being and just being in the world, I have to look at it because I'm like, what is all the fuss about? I don't get it. I'm just being me. So to get the feedback of what that looks like or feels like to someone else. So I am always looking at that because I want to understand so that I can communicate and convey to others what it is that I do and how that I do it. So I think from a client perspective, when I work with clients, I think one of my greatest gifts is the ability to be with people, be the space for them, have no judgment. I see them for who they are, the beauty, the brilliance, the magnificence that they are right where they are, even if they're in a pile of poo. I see them for what they're truly capable of, and I allow them to be who they are. So I think when my clients give me feedback that, oh my gosh, the tool that you shared with me, I chose to use it, my life turned around. I got a job that I normally wouldn't have thought I could have gotten, or somebody called me and wanted to give me money, or, my client, she goes to Hawaii, she gets the upgraded suite facing the ocean. They save money. Her husband buys her, this incredible purse that nobody else has. There's one left in the store. It's on and on like that. And it's not just my clients. It's myself too. The things that I've created as I've been using these tools, it makes no logical sense that this stuff should come together. But because I chose to always ask, how does it get any better? What else is possible? And to follow that lightness, that knowing, whether it made any logical sense whatsoever, when I follow that, the universe lines up the infinite buffet for me, and I get to choose. And it's always great. It's always greater than we can imagine because we can't see all the possibilities. We don't know them all. But the universe has the big, big buffet. And that's why a lot of times we get into, well, I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know what it's going to look like. No, that's not our job. Your job is to ask, to get out of the way and let the universe line it up. And when it shows up, you need to say, thank you very much. I'll have some more, please.
Yeah, baby. I so love this. Okay, so Rhonda, you were doing a telecall series for 6 weeks.
8 weeks, yeah.
It was 8 weeks, sorry. Yep. I've got a lot of information in my head. Thank you for cracking me. I love it. So it was about being the superhero of your life.
Yes.
Tell everybody what that series was about, and it was a massive contribution to so many people. But please tell them what you were creating there.
Well, it was a lot of fun. It was called Rise of the Superheroes, and RISE was an acronym, RISE, which is Receive, Inspire, Show Up, and Empower. And we as leaders, we as light workers, whatever you want to call your seekers, healers, on and on, those of us who are awakened and know that there's a different possibility and want to invite and inspire other people to know that, we tend to get in our own weeds, and we tend to get in our own way. We tend to discount the gifts and the abilities and the capacities that we have, that we came here with, because we're trying to fit in to what everybody else looks like or expects of us. And so it was basically, the group came together just to remind each and every one of us what we're truly capable of. And no, we may not have, the gift of flight like Superman, and we may not have the gift of strength like Thor, not in the ways that it's projected, in movies and comic books, But the gifts and the abilities that we have are so vital to the possibilities being different here on the planet. They look like kindness. They look like allowance, no judgment, laughter, invitation, inspiration, motivation, empowerment, and on and on and on. And so it was just a conversation to remind people and invite them into more of themselves. And it was amazing what people chose to look at and to let go of and to step into. So my target is to have more of us superheroes showing up on the planet and not being afraid to speak to it and to stop apologizing for what we're here to be and do.
Right. I love it. And you really did. You were such an invitation for all of us. And you know, this is just jumping into my head now. It's like anyone that's listening to this call or any of these amazing calls that you hear on A to Zen, please know that when each of the hosts show up with their capacities and their contribution and what I think is brilliance, please know that they still have days where they doubt, where they want to crawl under the sheets, where they don't answer their phone and they want the world to go away. We still have those days often. Here's the difference that I have noticed. When you are making that commitment to your life, when you are willing to step up and be, and you know my tagline, be the dominatrix of your life, when you are willing to take nothing less than what you really came here to be and do, you will change those moments very, very quickly. I know for myself, they used to last months and months. Now they barely last hours. Yeah. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm willing to show up and be vulnerable. I show up and be vulnerable on this radio show, oftentimes saying things that I think, wow, I'm really saying this right now. Or that was interesting. Or I will call a friend. I will call a cast partner like Rhonda, who she will receive me. She will let me be. She will allow me to be where I'm choosing to be, and not buy into any of the story of it being a contribution to the change. So if you're desiring more, if you know, like you know, it can be different, ask yourself each and every day, what can I be or do different today to create my life in a totally different way? You're asking that question of the universe, and please know, we are on a planet of 7 billion people. There are people here desiring to contribute to you. If you are willing to put your hand up, be seen, be heard, no matter what anyone thinks. What I have found, and I don't know about you, Rhonda, but what I've found since I have been willing to be naked with my shit and go, I'm changing this no matter what, people are, like, I'm sure there's somebody out there judging me, but people are less and less likely to be in that energy of judgment because the vulnerability is so sweet. Does that make sense?
Well, it's authentic. It is real. It is genuine. And that is actually, how much is that what we, as, you know, humans on the planet, that's what we're desiring, is the human connection, the real, not the fake, the phony, the plastic, the put on, but the real. I mean, look at the people that you follow that you really enjoy as thought leaders out there. It's because they're walking through the fire and showing you, hey, I do it too. Here's how I got through it. And they're giving us a hand up. They're giving us a shortened cycle to get through those things. So to your point, Christine, you know, when things do come up for us, nothing will come up for us that we are not ready to look at. When it comes up, it's because we are then prepared and ready to look at it. Now, it may not be comfortable, but it's because we are prepared at that time and at that junction, you know, in space and time, that we actually can change it if we choose it. We could sweep it under the rug and go along down the road. Well, guess what? It's going to continue to pop up. And additionally, the more that we choose to be vulnerable, to be that true, authentic self to others, to other people, that's raising our vibration, our energetic levels. And the people that may judge us or ridicule us, they cannot find or come into kind of our our realm, our sphere of influence, because they're vibrating at a lower harmonic, a lower vibration, that denser. When you choose to be more of you, you raise the scale vibrationally. So all the other minutia has to go away, or it has to change to come up to your level. So what comes in are those other higher vibrating beings that recognize you, that see you, that want more of you, and will ask for more of you to show up. How cool is that? How does it get any better?
So cool. How does it get any better? You know, when I first started to do this work, when I first started to do coaching, I really thought that, you know, there was something wrong with me, or I wasn't doing it right, and I tried to follow what everyone else was doing and really kind of, well, they're telling me to do it this way, or they're telling me to do it that way, and in that I thought I was going to finally get it right. And when I finally said, you know what, that doesn't work for me. What really turns me on is to do these other things and to follow my knowing. And, you know, doing radio was it's that moment in time, that touchstone where I can see where I finally just said yes, no matter what. It was a big yes. My business, I had just really started my business. I was barely making my mortgage at the time, and I was going to go with a radio station that was actually, it was $500 a week to be on the station. And I was like, there was something screaming in the back of my head, we don't have that kind of money. What the hell are you doing? Stop it. And my mouth was saying yes. And it was that knowing of, I am doing this anyways. It was that instantaneous, at every single time I have followed that gut, that knowing, that lightness, that joy. It has always created and contributed greater in my life. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so, you know what, sometimes, you know, people say to me, oh, you didn't think that one through. That was actually the brilliance. Don't think it through.
Well, Gary Douglas, the founder of Access, you know, the thing in the manual that says, you know, a mind is a terrible thing, waste it. Because our mind is simply, you know, our computer system, our database of reference to compute all this stuff. Our intuitive knowing is beyond this world. It's bigger than your brain. It's bigger than your mind. So a lot of times our mind can be our greatest limitation. So what would it take for more of us to really start to ask, okay, what does my knowing look like, feel like, taste like, sound like, sense like? Like, start asking. If you're not sure of what that is, start asking. Okay, what is it? And I guarantee you, when it starts to show itself to you, you'll know, because you'll be looking at something and you'll start smiling for no reason, and you'll get the hit. Oh, that's light for me. Oh, that's what they were talking about. Oh.
I can so see your face right now.
Right? It was classic, like, stoner dude.
Oh my God, I love playing and creating in the world with you. You bring so much joy to the world, Rhonda. I am truly grateful for you, and I'm truly grateful for all of the people in the world that are willing to step up. And as Carol says in the chat room, understatement of the day. Sorry. Understatement of the day. It may not be comfortable. Yep, right? True that, Carol.
So when you say step up, I have this awareness of energy of everything that people think that means. Like, so all the projections, expectations, separations, rejections, and judgments that people think, oh shit, if I step up, it means X, Y, Z. Can we please destroy and uncreate all that?
Yes.
Time for God's
right,
billion.
Good bag, talk about all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. Ooh, baby.
Yeah,
so what if stepping up? What if stepping up is calling a friend?
Playing, having fun, having sex, having a glass of wine, showing up. Yeah, exactly. Calling a friend, sitting on the phone with somebody, just listening, giving a hug, high-fiving a stranger. I mean, hello. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Okay, I got to tell you, one of my favorite things, and I've never said this before, so lean into the computer, everybody.
Okay.
One of my favorite things is to drive down the road and I'm in my car by myself 90% of the time, and drive down the road and have people look at me, and I just give them this Cheshire cat smile.
Uh-huh.
And I create laughter in their world. They're probably thinking, she's either really cute and we should follow her, or she's really nuts and that's funny, or what is
a little
she
bit cray-cray. But you got them laughing. You got them looking at a different possibility.
Exactly. It's what gives you joy? What gives you a desire to change in the world, to be more of you? This world that we're creating, it can get better. It can get so much better. We know it to be true. Look at the things that have changed in the world in the last 100 years. I was having this conversation with my mom. Here's my mom again in the call. I was having this conversation with my mom, and she's learning how to use an iPad. And, she goes into this automatic criticism of herself, total humanoid. And I said, whoa, Mom, look it. You're 90 years old. You're learning, you have a desire and a willingness to learn. Your mother wouldn't even look at the TV. She thought it was an idiot box.
Right.
I said, look at how far we have come, and just imagine, 100 years from now, what's going to be created and what are the amazing possibilities that are going to be out there. Right now, each of us are contributing to those changes if we choose.
Absolutely.
And no choice is a wrong choice. You can choose again. I know for me, I was always trying to figure out the right choice, and I can hear myself still saying this. I wish somebody would just make some choices for me, because I couldn't figure out the right way.
Yeah. So all of you perfectionists and control freaks out there, my hand is raised. I'm speaking. I can speak it because I was that girl. Yeah, so all you perfectionists who think you have to know the end game before you can make a choice, would you please just join and grade all that right now?
Hell yes. Thank you, Jesus. Right, longer than that, cut all my shirts, boys and beyond. Oh, my God.
And before we have to jump, I just want to say, for those of you who've never heard this, laughter changes things faster than anything else, and it heals the planet. It contributes to this planet like nothing else. So what would it take for you individually to create more laughter in your life? Just a choice.
I love it. We should take that laughing yoga. That would be fun.
That would be all right. We'd probably get kicked out because we don't do anything half-assed. We would probably get for laughing too much.
Do you think we could have a radio show, an hour of just laughter?
Oh, yes.
We wouldn't know when the breaks were.
Oh, I know we could. We could do it if we put our minds to.
We could. Absolutely. Rhonda, you are so much fun to talk with, and I always learn so much from you. I really do appreciate you in the world and everything you're contributing. And people, if you're listening to Rhonda and anything sparked, you call this girl. She is one brilliant change agent, I'm telling you. So it's Rhonda-Burns. No fun at all. Rhonda-Burns.com. And Rhonda, what are you creating in the world that we want to be looking out for, and that will be an invitation?
I'm actually in the process of writing a book that will be out later this year, and it's basically my journey and lots of tools and processes to allow people to choose something different if they like. I'm getting out on stages out there, so I don't really have any classes going on right now, but I still work with one-on-one clients and creating a group coaching program. But other than that, I'm just here to play. I'm having a good time.
And you do one-on-one coaching, I know that.
I do one-on-one private coaching, yes.
That's awesome. Well, listen, everyone, next week the show is called It's Good to Be Me, and I'm going to be flying solo, so I'd love for you to come and play. Wherever you are in the world, please remember you can always make another choice. Have an amazing week. Try something new. Play with something new. Come connect, inspiredchoices.ca, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on A2Zen.fm. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have the best week of your life by making the choices that bring you all that you desire.